live, we're live, we're live, 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 live.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Is Princess Leia in any of this?
Yes.
Okay, I hope so.
She's right there just to the left of the desk outside of the picture.
Yeah, right.
This is one of the old countdowns. I tried to get one for tonight. I was trying to do something cool with like anatomy, and I'm like, people are just gonna not like this.
Yeah.
And let me think. I was thinking a lot the last couple days how to do a kidney themed countdown. I'm like, I ain't got it. And I was actually seriously thinking of just doing like a photo collage of toilets because renal system pee.
Yeah.
And I just went, that ain't gonna work too much. All right, we've already got some viewers signing on. Who do we have now? And just to show that we're live, here's proof. It's March 27th, 2023.
2020.
There were two different time zones now. Again.
Yeah. Maya was late a minute. It says 9:51.
Maya, what is the deal with you?
It's late.
You were over a minute late. Instead of 20 seconds early and telling us we're late.
I know. Yeah. Late.
Sharing is caring. I'm doing it now. You doing it, Svea?
Yeah, sure.
You better be doing it.
I'm doing it while I'm yawning.
I need to get some sleep too. Folks, it has been a challenging, there's Robot Godzilla. It has been a challenging week and a half. We weren't able to be on live last week. We will be talking why. And it was a bit painful. And if you probably got a hint when you saw the theme of the show, kidney health. We're going with the flow tonight, folks. We're talking about kidney health. This will be one of our medical shows. We're not teaching you how to put on a Band-Aid. This is one of those things, a Scooby-Doo Band-Aid will not help. But tonight we're going over kidney health, kind of important thing. Svea and I are both had our experiences, and we're going to share that and talk about what it does, what it's about, and basically the whole show about something shaped like a kidney being the size of your fist.
It's interesting though, because I think that I feel like a lot of people, even before I had this, I heard about kidneys, but I never understood how big of a deal it was. Kidney health is really important. I had no idea until it happened to me. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, usually, it's you think old people, kidneys and stuff like that, would be so much age. I've been doing so much research on this week. And then plus, what was bedridden? Yes, folks, is bedridden. The age gap that people hit. And even just kind of going down the rabbit hole and looking it up. I was following a guy on social media that says, oh, God, what was it called? Something like with basically the heart pumps. There's a machine that pumps blood for your heart because one side's weak and watching that, but just the age gaps that's there. It's mostly older people. We'll be talking about that tonight. But kidneys you need for, and this is a fancy word, homeostasis. This is not something from the old Living Color TV show either. Because homie want to play that game.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm finishing off my share.
Hey, James, look at.
What? You got smarty glasses.
Yeah.
And they're purple.
You know why? Because
that works so well with what you got.
It's because my contact lenses I think expired, and one of my eyes was just like, I wore them way too long, and I'm trying to find them. I had them before I left for Japan, and I haven't found them.
Are you serious? Take the back of your hand and take your other hand and go like this.
It's really weird because I put them away where they were put away, and they're now put away so well that they're
okay. Usually I term that is, okay, I did something smart with them, but then I didn't become smart anymore.
I put them in such a safe space that I cannot find them.
Oh, yeah, you did something smart, and you don't remember what the smart thing is you did because we think we're smart, but we're not. I've never done that every day. Oh, we jumped to like 9, a bunch of viewers, and then we dropped down a little bit. Okay. 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go, folks. Let us know who you are. We share.
I know, right? Everyone.
All right, we talked about kidney health and why we weren't on last week. And there's a little pain in the rear, but, we're going to push that. We're going to push that flow. I'm trying to think of other kidney jokes. Hey, Svea.
Yeah.
What's a nephrologist's favorite rock star or actor?
I have no idea what that is.
A nephrologist is a doctor that specializes in kidneys.
Okay, I did not know
Medical
that.
terminology, nephro is pertaining to the kidney. What's a nephrologist's favorite actor?
I don't know.
Zac Efron.
Ah, ha, ha.
All right, fine. I got another one. I was texting people dumb jokes today. Wendy, you probably already heard these. Hold on. Okay, apparently didn't I text her, so let me try this person. What did the traffic cop say to the kidney stone?
I don't know.
Hey, you're blocking traffic. You're in the way. Our first potty joke of the night, folks. The first one. You ready for not doing any more? We're not trying to beat this horse to death like that much.
Lots of potty jokes, guys.
There's some potty jokes.
Lots of potty jokes.
There's only a couple. We're not taking that low-hanging fruit because, otherwise, we could take the low-hanging fruit and every Friday night would just be a show. Who's that? Peanut Butters?
Huh. I hope this person is.
Like we have a troll again.
I hope that they're I hope that they're a normal person. So yeah, it's gonna be a great show tonight. Tell all your friends. Super informative. And of course, James is gonna say a lot of potty jokes.
I'm not going to tell a lot of potty jokes. I just did that one. I have nothing else prepared unless there's like a spur of the moment or somebody messages me that. Share the jokes. Okay. We can look it up. We got a couple minutes. Let me look it up. Look up kidney jokes. We'll just get this out of the way. Yeah, folks, we're going to be talking about, I'm looking at doing this. We'll be talking a little about the anatomy, what the kidneys are, where they're at, what they do. It's not just filtering your blood and making pee. There's some other things, and just talk about general health. We'll get into a discussion about this tonight and share why we're doing that.
Yes. I'm going to go get my refreshments for the show. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm typing in, I'm Googling right now, kidney jokes. Let's see what happens. It's probably AI is going to jump on. Like AI's like everywhere. All right, folks. Wendy's here. Wendy says to Maya, hi, Maya. And Maya says, share the jokes as pronounced by the El Presidente of the Friday Ninja Monster Hunter Squad. Oh, you're really jumping up tonight. Okay. According to Google, here's a pun. I kidney you not. You're in for a treat. Don't go blathering on nephrons of steel and unbelievable. There's some countries where this AI would be put to death. And just as I say that, that's HRAI. That was a pure coincidence. Holy cow. And there goes HRAI. All right. So we've got 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1 minute and 10 seconds to the countdown. Let's go out. We got kid-friendly, or is this going to be kidney-friendly? What do kidneys love to drink? Peepsy. What do you call a group of kidneys? A pea raid. We're getting the potty jokes out of the way, folks. We're getting it out of our system. One big push. And another potty joke. Here's a romantic joke. I only have kidneys for you. See, that can be put together. That's a capital offense in many countries. I want to know if the so-called kidney cleanse detox supplements work or are worth it. I take anything with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
and that was not another kidney pun, but I kind of was. There's Baby Yoda.
There's a lot of false claim stuff out there.
Incredibly. The more I learn, the more it's frustrating. Hey, Svea.
Yeah.
You know to count down from 10?
Oh, really?
Do you? Sure, I'm getting them out of the way according to Wendy. We're working on it. Okay. And starting at countdown, folks. Countdown with us. 10, 9, 8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
one, start the show.
Let's flow it. Go with the flow. It's time for Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Svea and James Hermes. Eating a lot of asparagus tonight. On tonight's show, Going with the Flow, all about kidney health. Why are kidneys terrible liars? Because they leak the truth. It's time to start the show. We made the push. We flowed right through the opening, and I can't tell you more. I can't promise any more potty jokes.
I like
and
that.
Hello, folks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Late Night Craft Talk, your favorite Friday night show that you love to watch every Friday night, and you like to tell everyone about our show every Friday night, and you like to subscribe and like and comment on our show every Friday night. The show, we do it for you because you're friends and we love talking to you and talking with you. So make sure to do comment on the comments, because when we're doing this live, we actually do discuss, we bring up information here. We just kind of talk. But go ahead.
I'm about to say we just get into conversations on that. This is gonna be definitely one of those nights on it.
Yeah.
All right.
So yes, please do like, subscribe, share. We have our Facebook pages, we have our YouTube channels, we have our Twitch channels, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, Twitch. We have a lot of different places to follow, so please follow everywhere and share and like and everything. So, hey, James.
Yes.
Come closer. Come closer.
I gotta show watch my face, man. I'm ugly looking.
What's going on with Elk Crack Traders?
I see. I'm supposed to do that to you. It's a big old secret because you're like, hey, you know what Dance Bears? Shh. And then I'm like, okay, it's a big old secret. But now you're thinking it's a secret for us. Well, you know what? You're right. You're correct. Doing a lot of feather work. Oh, geez. I should have brought those feathers out to show. I'll do a little catch up, but I'm just going to keep it strictly business right here, folks. It's been a real interesting story to share after we get done talking business. But starting to do a lot of feather work, make a couple of drums. We're being active at Village Fest. We weren't there last week because we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. What's going on? It has been a wild ride for us, me in particular. A big push. Break out the paper and pencils to take notes tonight. Actually, yeah, really. I mean, we've got a lot of good information to go on. I've been working on this a lot today.
Sorry.
But we are getting some really cool. I'm doing a lot of feather work right now. And I want to show a piece here a little bit, but I just found this on my desk. That's silver pheasant. I need to get more of these and make feather fans with them. That's like really pretty. So otherwise, folks, you can catch us at Palm Springs Village Fest on Thursday nights in downtown Palm Springs. Otherwise, we are about a month right now from being at Lakeside Rodeo. That is a 4-day rodeo. Lots of chances to go to that. If you live in Central or Southern California, come down for the action. It is my favorite rodeo, our second longest running show that we've been doing for well over 30 years. And also coming up, and I was on the phone with the center today, is Cooper Cultural Days coming up at Paula Reservation. We've been showing there since 1996.
Since last century.
1995. Definitely. And so we've got those shows coming up a lot. We've been at these for a long time, and people come back so much for a reason to see us there. So otherwise, we're getting ready for show season. It's going to be fun. And that's all I got right now. Hey, Svea.
Yeah. What's
your
up?
Choice to make.
What?
Either you talk about Dancing Bear Indian Trader and the specials that are going on this week, or I eat this Oreo cookie.
Okay. So I think I'll talk. You can eat the Oreo cookie, though, if you'd like.
Okay.
So we are busy getting ready for the ASU powwow that's coming up very soon. We're very excited about that. That's at my alma mater, Arizona State University. It is going to be April 17th, 18th, and 19th. We're going to be set up. And it's the one time a year that I am not a Dancing Bear employee. I actually am a committee member that weekend. So that's going to be really fun. It's the one chance I get to really work hard and volunteer and do a lot of work for our powwow every year. But there's that. The next thing is I'm working on, it's kind of been a huge project. We are going to be making small little bead tubes that are about 2 inches. And our Japanese seed beads, we're actually going to offer 2-inch tubes of our seed beads, or Japanese seed beads. And it's kind of cool. It's a project I've been working on for a while. I have my 20,000 tubes. I have 20,000 labels on their way. We have our printer set up, so we're going to be printing these labels. I just finally did. It was so hard. This is kind of fun stuff. I was designing the label for our beads, and I had to pick a holographic foil for our label, and it was so hard.
Seriously?
There was like probably about 15 pages, and I had pictures of 15 pages, and they're just showing me in a video all these pages. I had such a hard time picking it. It was so hard. Tremendously hard. I could not, is really hard. And finally, at first I was like, I'm going to pick like a really micro fleck for the holographic, really fine. And then there was, after I totally picked the one, I saw this one holographic and had little stars on it. I'm like, that's the one.
Is it harder than trying to program a touchable touchscreen watch with a fingernail clipper?
I would say probably.
It's harder than that?
Yeah, because it's like the commitment that I'm making to these 20,000 labels of getting this one design. It's like I have to make sure that I make a good design because I have to stick with it for 20,000 packages. So, but it's really cool. These are going to be geared towards needlepoint shops because, if you guys know us or follow our show, you know that in November last year, we started a distributorship with Tulip Needles. And so one of the questions that I've been having that my stores are asking me, they're asking me because they find out we're a bead shop. They're like, do you sell beads? And we're like, yes, we do. And they're like, well, can we get beads from you guys? So this is kind of our offering that we're putting out for the needlepoint shops. So it's kind of cool. And we're going to be offering like 127 different colors for size 15 and size 11.
It's a good round of colors for those beads. Definitely.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's very exciting. I'm excited about that. And we have my trade show. My trade show is coming up less than a month away.
Over in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Chicago next month in May, not April. In May, I'm going to be in Chicago at our first trade show ever. I'm so excited. I have some of my customers are going to come so they can meet me. And so I'm excited about that. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's been crazy busy. We just hired a new employee. We've been so behind on our CDCR orders because we've been so short staffed. So we have another employee that we just hired. So it's been very busy, very busy. So if you follow me and you see that I'm not walking lately with my mom at the mall in the mornings, it's because I've literally had so much on my plate. I've been staying up late, waking up early, going to the store, working on this, that, and it's been hard to go walking. Anyway. So
Moving on with events of the week.
Yeah. So, hey, James, do you want to start with the reason why we canceled last week?
Okay, folks, the reason we canceled that week, and we got some fun stuff to kind of segue into this. The reason we canceled this last Friday's show is because Wednesday, not last Wednesday, just a couple days ago, but the Wednesday before that, I went out for a bike ride. I only did 20 miles, and I wasn't feeling right, and kind of felt off, a little bit of a pain, and kind of like a sciatic pain. And it got a little worse, but generally finally manageable. But finally, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, it hit like a Big Mac truck. I had severe sciatica, cramping in my lower back so bad that I figured that it was, the pain was radiating to other parts of the body. I kid you not. It radiated to the point that I felt like I had groin pain, upset stomach, very like I was going to throw up, and also feeling like I need to have a bowel movement. So basically, I felt like somebody kicked me in the nuts and I had to take a poop. for all of you to speak not fancy words. And it was a hell of a thing. It hurt like hell. I was up till probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning, screaming in pain. Kid you not. I will sacrifice the fragile male ego. I was screaming. It was intense. It is amongst, if not overall, the worst pain I've ever suffered. And it continued on. It came in waves. I would lie on the floor screaming. I couldn't do anything done, get anything done. I figured sciatica, it'll calm down. There's ways to chill it out. I did pressure points, which helped mitigate it, but it just kept going on. And finally, I Googled it and I figured it's got to be sciatica, it's be this or that. What's that?
So James and I talked at this time, right? You were saying how you're in a lot of pain. You're like, Svea, you strained your back, right? And you're like, yeah. He's like, James is like, I strained my back bike riding. I had to have like kind of pulled a muscle or something. And I'm just like thinking, that's a lot of strain. I mean, I get it because I've strained my back before. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw that in that we talked about that.
Gotcha. Based off everything was there, you go with the information you got based on that. And I've had muscle spasms that I will compare to that. I had one back about 2014 that laid me up for about 5 weeks. And the pain was incredible. I would put the level of this on that. It just involved more going on. So finally on Saturday evening, about 10:30 Saturday night, I couldn't even get in the bathtub. The hot water, heat, did nothing to alleviate it. And I went ahead and headed over to the ER local hospital. At which point I came in and the ER doc goes, kidney stones. And I'm like, you sure? He goes, oh yeah, what you're describing, that's kidney stones. Went in for, got a blood test, took a urine test, got a CAT scan that night. And they kept me overnight because of the pain. And indeed it was a kidney stone, left kidney. And give me some pain pills and stuff, kept me overnight just in case because there was a little bit of an infection. Somebody went with the pills and says it'll pass in a few days. And according to the chart, it could have passed anywhere between that day and another 8 days. So finally lying around in pain, I'd figure some pressure points. I'm real big on that. Help knock off the edge, but it was bad. Finally, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Wednesday, I was feeling unusually normal with a little bit of pain in the groin, but I could feel that thing working its way down. And then finally, about 1 in the afternoon, because I was taking a lot of stuff like, what's called high flow, which relaxes the wall of the bladder and makes you want to go pee, and drinking several of these a day. Finally, the stone went through. And it was, let's just say, the relief on Wednesday and gradually feeling better, that the fact that this is just a little over 48 hours ago. Finally woken up. I was able to do Palm Springs last night, get back into business. Here we are doing the show tonight. And so, yes, it's only probably 32 hours ago I finally passed the stone on that and he got out of that crazy pain. So hence talking to Svea with this is that we wanted to concentrate on our show because a lot of people know about kidneys. And, this is not just about kidney stones, but we're going to talk about kidney health and other, CKE, chronic kidney disease, CKD, chronic kidney disease a bit tonight. And Svea's got her own story on this, why we want to tackle this subject.
So, for one thing, my grandfather actually had a bladder infection that turned into a kidney infection, and he ended up dying from that. Kidney health is very important, and it's also very critical that if you're having any kind of kidney problems, you go to the hospital right away. Kidney is kind of a big deal. And about 10 years ago, at James, I figured it out. It was like 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, hold on a second. Let me tell Dan to turn down the show. Hey, Dan, can you turn down the TV a little bit? 10 years ago, I was actually at Richard's daughter Violet's graduation party. And I was there for just a little bit and I just wasn't feeling good. And I thought that I might be coming down with something and I just wasn't feeling right. And so I went home and I laid down and it was just not okay, right? I was not feeling okay. And even Robin called me because she had a question because it was like on a Saturday. Was it Saturday? It was on a Saturday. And because it's 10 years ago after I remember this. So I literally was laying down. Robin called me and had a question. And I was just so out of it. I wasn't even, I couldn't even really answer the question. It's like, I can tell you don't feel good. I'll let you go. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I said to Dan, I'm like, I need to go to the urgent care because I just don't feel good. And so we went to urgent care and they literally told me there's nothing they can really do and I should go to the ER, which I was really don't like to go to the ER. I've changed my mind how I react to that now. But so I ended up going to the ER and they found out that I had a kidney infection. It started as a UTI and I was complaining to my doctor about having UTI symptoms and my doctor, not my actual doctor, but the doctor on call didn't want to give me any medication until they actually had a urine test. They wouldn't give me any antibiotics until they had a urine test, nothing. And so I actually was telling him, like, how do you know you have UTI? It's like, because I feel it when I go to the bathroom. And they're like, well, that doesn't mean you have. I mean, I just can't believe this doctor is really questioning me on this. But sure enough, it was like 2.5 days after that, not getting that medication and starting the medication so late, I ended up getting a kidney infection. And I went to the hospital. They gave me a whole bunch of medications. I was on all kinds of pain medications, all kinds of stuff. I was on an IV drip, everything. They didn't check me into the hospital, but after they gave me all the medications and whatnot, they considered me stable and they let me go home. But I had a kidney infection and it was super painful. I had a fever. I felt terrible. I couldn't even it was just terrible. I couldn't go pee. Now that's like maybe TMI, but like I had problems going to the bathroom, both versions of the bathroom. I had problems going to the bathroom. It was just a lot of really bad. I mean, just really bad. And so it's very important to go to emergency, especially when you feel like you have any kind of things going on down there that could potentially be kidney. I did have back pain and it was like right my lower back on both sides. All right, that's where your kidneys are. Of course, my friend's calling me.
Oh yeah, right, live on TV.
And I'm sorry, it's her birthday. I need to say happy birthday really
got
quick.
it. All right, there, we'll segue. Folks, while we're waiting for Svea to come
Sorry.
back, I'll tell you to mute.
Hold on a second, let me mute myself.
Okay. Folks, while we're getting ready to go on this, we'll actually be talking about kidney pain, how it's localized and which side and whatnot. We'll be going into that detail. Hopefully, because sometimes we do get sidelined. While we're doing this is kind of catch up on the week right there, because now you know why we're doing tonight's show. A couple things to share from the last week, and this is actually a picture of before the kidney stones started kicking my butt. Tuesday last week, and this is neat to share, is that while we do this, I go out and volunteer for street medicine a few times a month, and this is a group that we had Tuesday last week, so like a week and 4 days ago, whatever it's been. This was the 500th session of street medicine by Coachella Valley Volunteers in Medicine. It was a big deal. The local news was out there, covered it. This was one of the teams I was on. We're the ones that go out and visit the homeless encampments. And in that picture, we have another EMT, a couple people scribes, a couple nursing students, 2 doctors, both attending, and 2 nurse practitioners on there and a nurse. On there, the director's Rosa, who's the short one right there in front of the dark-haired dude. She's the one that's established this and is the driving force behind the weekly street medicine. So really neat to be a part of that group, to go out there that night and go out there. And you can tell I'm the big guy in the back. It was kind of a grainy picture. I had to pull it off the internet. It wasn't the greatest quality. But one of the things that, and I got me on a feather painting kick, was to commemorate that. I painted this a couple days before. That is, VIM is Volunteers in Medicine. Their logo is supposed to be a person holding up a flower. Right there, you see the VIM logo right there. It's a bit stylized with the person holding up the flower. And the flower you see that's made of all those dots, there are 500 dots on that. I counted it, and I put it on there to commemorate the 500th session of street medicine. So really neat thing to share right there. really cool, and wanted to get that out of the way on that part. And so, shall we start? All right, folks, we like to bear it all for you. We like to show it. I'm going to show you right quick what started this show tonight, what made us talking about it. I'm going to show you a picture of a kidney stone, the one I passed. If you folks are going to go, oh my God, and cover your eyes, when I show you this picture, you're seriously going to go, what? Okay, what?
You know what?
Okay.
You guys, just so you know, I told James he should make jewelry out of it.
James is like, you wouldn't let me make you dinosaur copalite jewelry. Wendy wouldn't either. Why? I'm not going to do this.
Something tells me Wendy would think it's appropriate for you to make jewelry out of your own kidney stone and wear it.
If you're not going to let me make dinosaur copalite jewelry for you, I'm not going to do it out of that thing. It would be for
you to commemorate this.
Using up with a show and telling people, hi, I peed out a stone.
Made a rock.
This is it. I told you, folks, this is what's called a urine strainer. What you're seeing on the picture on the right is actually only 3/4 of an inch across. That is a very fine mesh. And that little spot you see on the left right there, and then the close-up of that mesh, I love the micro photos I can take on my phone. That's the little booger. That's actually one part of it. There were 2 other parts. This thing was 0.5 millimeters, which is big, but not unpassable. When it starts getting over like 0.6 millimeters is the point where you start going, not going to fit through the ureter, which is the ureter is the little thing that the pee goes down from the kidney. We'll show that in a couple minutes. But anyway, that's it. Am I looking at have to have a commemorative item? I'm going to get creative with this.
So guess what, James?
And dinosaur copalite earrings.
This is Wendy approving you to make jewelry for yourself to wear.
By extension, you get copalite earrings. You get dinosaur copalite jewelry. I have not forgotten that either. I'm going to just take that inch and go 65 million years, and you get dinosaur copalite earrings and jewelry in general. Okay. 2 kidneys. Shall we push the issue?
Yeah, push it.
Let's just get this show flowing, folks.
Just let it out.
Just let it out. Okay. Let's talk about kidneys. We had some really cool material to go over, but we just kind of ran out of time. We want to get this done, folks. We have some fun stuff we do with the theme show and some other stuff about movies that we'll bring at the end of the show. That way we know we can get through this because we believe this information is really super important. All right. Kidneys. This is where they're at. They're 2 bean-shaped organs right there, right? Just where the end of the rib cage goes, right there on either part of the lumbar circle of the spine. And it's the upper part of what's called renal system or urinary system. That's the stuff that makes you go pee and poo. What kind of hat you got?
I'm just wearing a hat because I feel like there's a lot of sun in my face.
Okay. Is the sun shining on you more now?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Kind of shade my eyes.
Do we have to look and see what your hat says? Disneyland. Okay, got it. All right. So that is where the kidneys are located on there. You got, everybody should know you already have 2 of them right there. And they are so multifunctional, it's nuts. It's not just about filtering stuff in your blood to create pee. Or I gotta say this fancy, pee.
Yeah, so see where they are on the back? That's why a lot of people will confuse it with back pain.
Yep.
And also one of the things when I was going through what I went through with my sepsis in February, I got really scared that I had a kidney infection because I had a UTI in Japan. And I was worried that it was going to the kidneys because I was having back pain. And it turns out that I had strained my back from coughing. And so when James was saying I strained my back, and I'm thinking, he's pretty active. I don't think he strained his back. Maybe it's his kidney. I actually did think about maybe he's having some kidney stuff going on. And then it turns out it was kidney. So anyway, okay, go ahead.
Well, it's always kind of shot in the dark. You go with the description of the symptoms you got, and I do have a history of a couple of really bad back spasms over the years. Mm-hmm. And it honestly felt like that. But
That's why
I never had kidney pain before. But now we know it personal now that we've gone through it.
That's why I thought I had a kidney thing going on, because I had that kidney thing 10 years ago. So anyway.
Okay, let's just wave the flag over hindsight 2020. All right, so first of all, what's the kidney? What's in it? You saw it's already bean shaped right there. It's not a big, it's only like 4.3 inches. It's about the size of your fist, unless you got a big hand, maybe a little smaller. It's not a big organ, but it's so vital for what's called, fancy word, homeostasis. We said at the beginning of the show, it is not a rerun from or redoing something from Homie the Clown from In Living Color. Homeostasis means like a balance of life, to keep alive. Keep everything's in balance like that. Structure of the kidney, just to go through this. So we are doing everything to make you folks a well-informed layman of knowledge on this one. The kidney is bean shaped. Wendy's asking if it's kidney bean shaped. I saw what you did there, Wendy. Saw what you did. It has an outer cortex and inner medulla. That means cortex, like you think, brain, cortex, the brain. Outer layer of the brain, medulla is the middle. It's got a middle portion too, designed for efficient filtration. These things are crazy how efficient they are and how much blood goes through the kidneys. And it filters so much stuff through there. It is amazing right there. Now, you can see that you have the red part over, if I get my, no, you're not going to be able, let me see if I do it this way. If I can see the little thing right here, this is the artery where the blood goes in to bring stuff in, the renal artery. And then you have the renal filtered blood right there, the renal vein that is leaving the kidney that's purified and it goes back up to the heart and other stuff like that. And in those, you have these areas right here that's called the nephron. And you can see the little thing right there. You've got nephrons, which are just circular structures right there, where you've got a lot of, just right there, the nephrons. About 1 million nephrons per kidney. Each nephron includes a glomerulus and tubules that filter blood and form urine. So where you got these areas right here where you got the nephrons, remember I told the Zac Nephron joke? Nephron. Okay, as they do that, they go down this area right here as they're collected the waste, and it goes through this area right here, and this is what's called the ureter, right there, that comes out of just right there by the renal vein and artery. That goes down to the bladder, and then you have to go pee-pee. Am I getting that effectively to make it sound French?
Yes.
I'll keep on going with that. So yeah, you go to the bladder. So blood flow, homeostasis, we talked about that. The renal artery supplies blood for filtration. The renal vein returns purified blood. Reabsorption and secretion help maintain homeostasis. All right, so you've got right there, you've got a model of the nephron, how there's a coil structure right there, and you've got the ducts. You get the general idea, without going to PhD territory, how the kidney works. Now, we've got the functions of the kidney. We're going to blast through this. There is so much information here. We want to give you the basics. So it's not just purifying the blood and collecting basically fluid matter stuff that's not supposed to be there. Waste products is the word I'm looking for. It's not just doing that and then, cleaning the blood like that and sending pee down to the bladder. You've got other stuff in here, like 5 main functions. So the calcium, it also checks calcium. Like I said, we're going to blast through this because we could spend half the night on this and it will bore the hell out of you. But we want people to be informed. So you check the calcium, phosphate, parathyroid hormone levels. When the EGFR is less than 30 milliparts or milliliters, 1.73 m squared. I'm not going to go into what that means. A lot of you are already going to have a basic idea anyways. If you don't know what the EGFR is, we're going to talk about that after this slide. So the kidneys convert vitamin D to active form. This increases calcium levels in bones. So we've got the kidney right there. We've already involved bones, musculoskeletal structure.
Okay, really quick. I have a question here. It says, quick question. If someone pees blood, does that mean their kidneys are failing? If you're peeing blood, you probably should go to emergency.
Okay, I'm going to preface that right there. I should have said this like 10 minutes ago. All the information we're presenting, and this is for legal, all the information we're presenting tonight is for entertainment purposes only and personal information.
It's informational. We are not offering any kind of medical advice, but if you feel uncomfortable, if you know someone, they probably should go to the emergency if you're seeing something like that.
If there's blood in your urine, that's generally seen as a sign. We'll actually be talking about that toward the end of the evening, toward the end of this presentation. So as we talk about the kidney functions, we'll address that. But remember, this is for your own personal information to decide what you want to do with, and entertainment purposes only. We have to get that legal out of there. Okay, so we've got the bones. We check calcium, phosphate, parathyroid. So we're talking about thyroid. And then we got the kidneys monitor, manage, and concentration of water and salt. They respond to two hormones, antidiuretic hormone and aldosterone. I'm going to mispronounce those because it's really late and I'm tired. Which affect the reabsorption of water back into the body. This maintains healthy plasma levels of salt, particularly sodium and potassium. So we're already talking about that's part of homeostasis. But we've already talked about, so we got blood, we got circulation system, we talked about bones. So making bones stronger, the kidneys act as a filter, and small molecules pass through the glomerulus into the urine. Damaged kidneys allow proteins to escape into the urine. Amongst that, those proteins would be a darker color. If you think about if you haven't drinking enough water, the kidneys will actually stop, collect more, or open up more, depending if you drink a lot of water. If you're well hydrated, you notice your urine is very light in colored or even colorless. If you're dehydrated, it's darker in color. That's what that's referring to. Is the kidneys act as a filter, and damaged kidneys allow proteins to escape. So if there's not enough water in your system, you're not maintaining homeostasis, you'll get that kind of coloration. Now, creatinine. It's not creatinine. That's actually a whole other thing from the muscles. The muscles sends creatinine to the kidneys, and it comes out as creatinine. I learned that yesterday, studying for tonight. So it's creatinine from muscle builds up in the blood. Serum creatinine is used to estimate GFR. We're going to talk about that, which is used to identify people with chronic kidney disease, CKD. So now we're talking about muscles, blood vessels, and bones, all tied with the kidneys. And kidneys monitor blood pressure. And it also, if blood pressure falls, renin is produced in the kidneys to raise the blood pressure. So we're talking about your blood pressure now, part of the circulatory, but now we're talking how they work with your blood pressure. And renin raises blood pressure through increasing the amount of angiotensin on there. I'm going to go to the other part. Kidneys monitor and manage concentration of water and salt. They respond to hormones. We're already going over that part. So sodium, potassium. The kidneys produce a hormone that stimulates bone marrow to manufacture red blood cells. So just from this slide, going over this stuff, you can see how the kidneys are boosting the production of red blood cells, control blood pressure, excrete waste from the blood, make the bones strong, as well as balancing levels of salt and water in your system. You get an idea of just how important they are. They are so instrumental to maintaining homeostasis. The filter, they do just so much more than just form the step to make you to go pee. So any questions on that one, Svea?
No, but basically you're telling everyone how important it is for your kidneys to be working properly and to stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. I've been drinking water in here. Just keep a big cup of water and just drink water all the time, people.
Big gulps of water. Folks, drink with us. Drink to the kidneys. I chugged so much water during that stone.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going over the parts of the kidney. I've never done a presentation on kidneys. I usually rehearse these if I have to. Today's not been real. I'm catching with a lot of stuff from being down for a week or more. And so you got the idea of just how much it does. This slide covers so much of what we need to go over. And now we want to talk about what is eGFR. So have you ever gone labs and then look at your lab results and see a rating for your eGFR?
No.
You haven't looked at that? Okay. The kidneys filter blood, removing waste and extra water. We've already talked about that, to make urine. The glomerular filtration rate, GFR, measures how well the kidneys are filtering. An estimated 850 million people worldwide suffer from chronic kidney disease called CKD. with the majority of them unaware of their condition. Early detection helps for crucial steps to protect kidney health. There's so much to take from there. I think that's probably the end of that part. Okay. So when we talk about EGFR, that's what it means. If you look at your labs, you'll see that number. And it actually goes, and I'm going off memory here, folks, fact check me, please. I'm not a doctor. I'm just an LNCT that studied up on this stuff. And Echo Drake, no, you don't worry about staying quiet. Please ask your questions. There's just a certain order that we're going to get to. We don't want to jump ahead too much. But generally, yeah, urine in the blood does mean you got something going on. Usually when somebody passes a stone, there'll be urine in the blood. But usually if you have that, there may be some secretion. There may be some problems on that. So generally, if you do find that, that could be kidney related. We don't know. We can tell you what usually happens, but that's why you need to go visit a doctor to do that. That is something to be concerned about. But no, don't stay quiet. Please ask your questions. That's what we're here for. All right. Now we got the EGFR. You'll probably see on the labs and whatnot. Those are usually measured from, like, I believe, fact check me, folks. I'm going off memory and I'm probably remember this wrong. Remember, I'm not real well, I'm the guy that keeps you alive if you were in an accident. I'm not somebody that keeps you alive in ICU or solves these problems. I'm just trying to patch you up and send you into the ER. But the EGFR is usually numbers go from like 1 to 5. The higher the number, the more your kidneys are not working correctly. And matter of fact, kidneys are amazingly efficient and they're amazingly resilient. But things like chronic high blood pressure, diabetes ravage the kidneys and they go down.
You said the test is called EGR?
Yeah. EGFR.
GFR. I'm looking to see on my medical record to see if I had an example of it. It's your creatine, right?
Yeah.
The creatine test. So, for example, I'm
not going to say because I don't remember correctly. I'm going to say I don't know on that one. I remembered yesterday, but I should have taken a nap or something this evening. I was too busy getting this done and some computer problems here for the show tonight to do that. Otherwise, I was hoping to be bright and early in the mind going zoom and remembering everything correctly. With that, GFR, the higher the number, the more it goes down. Now, folks, check us, fact check us. Let us know for how I'm wrong on that, because I know I'm partially or majorly wrong on that one. But we do know what the EGFR means. This is stuff you need to study up on your own. Now, we've covered the basics of what the kidneys do, what they're about, what they do. We're going to actually start to talk about some of the kidney problems you can have and ways that you can stay healthy with it while Svea looks up that information. So to get back right now, we do have the kidney stones, the most common. This will actually affect like 1 in 11 people in their lifetime. And the kidney stone is, you see a picture right there. If you want to, we can Google a picture if you want to. But they tend to form where you see where the renal veins coming out. And you right there at the end of the nephrons, that's where a lot of that stuff's collected and starts going down the tubule. If you have a high concentration, like you eat a lot of what's called oxalates, which are a lot of fruits, nuts, you're maybe low in calcium, they'll actually bind right there and collect and not, you got to clean out a filter every so often. And this stuff just collects too much that the kidney can't filter right there. And so it starts collecting, gets lodged in one area, and then starts calcifying and coming together. You can do it with what's called a stone right there that's calcium. It can be done with a uritic stone, which is actually formed from too much of the crystals and acids and whatnot that get caught, solidify, catch together, and create a uritic stone. That's what I had. And so they get caught in there. And finally, when they get large enough, they will get dislodged and go down to the ureter. Remember, that's the thing that sends the pipe down to the intestine. So you see the model right there with, I'm going to get the little thing going. So the stone has to go down the ureter and eventually goes in the bladder. And then from there, it has to go through the urethra. Depending, boy, girl, it's still the same. It's a narrow channel. And getting that stone, and granted, imagine how small a 5 millimeter is, 0.5 millimeter is. But imagine how small the ureter is too. It expands as it goes out. You can have a stone that completely blocks it. And the pain you get from kidney stones is actually the contraction of the ureter, as well as the blockage backing up to the kidney, and it's just the muscles are spasm trying to get that thing out. And the pain is said to be as bad or worse than childbirth.
Kidney pain's pretty bad because when I had that kidney pain, when I had a kidney infection, it was terrible. Like I couldn't even move.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't move. So yeah, 100%. It's not fun.
No, I was moving. I mean, I'll say I have a high pain threshold, and this thing kicked my ass big time. So that's how the kidney stones go. This is the most people are going to be able to identify with. Now, symptoms of kidney stones of stage. Stage 1 kidney stone doesn't cause pain until it dislodges from inside the kidney, which I alluded to. And then stage 2 is the kidney stone in the ureter can set off severe bouts of pain. It comes in waves. And in stage 3, in the bladder, the kidney stone may cause frequent urination, a weak urine stream, and urinary retention. That means it's hard to go pee or you can't go pee. And then finally, passing the kidney stone may cause pain in the urethra. Remember, that's the channel that goes down to basically the opening where if your boy or girl, whatever you got, that goes down there down to the bladder, out and streams out. With me, I could actually feel, and I could objectively tell where it was. Once I finally knew it was a kidney stone, I could tell it was working its way down because Sunday, the pain felt lower. Here, it was about here, and I could feel the pain going down to here. And I could feel it shifting from stabbing in the back to the side to the front. And at that point, by Tuesday, I know this thing is almost down there. It's almost in the bladder. And by Wednesday, I actually felt enough. I mean, it's still getting cramping, but I went, okay, this thing's probably floating the bladder. I don't know if it's calcium based or what. And so I actually got up and I went, okay, this thing's somewhere in the bladder. It could sit there and be fine for days or weeks. And then boom, the pain comes back when it tries to go down the urethra. And I'm like, So I seriously did this. I was doing jumping jacks, stomping my feet, and walked like a quarter mile at a brisk pace, almost like a march, to break that thing up or get it loose because I wanted that damn thing out. I don't care if I was screaming afterward. I wanted that thing out. As it came out like 3 or 4 chunks. We got another question? No. Okay. Which brings us to the signs you shouldn't ignore of kidney pain, as we just discussed on this. Kidney stone symptoms, and this is definitely in common with other kidney infections and whatnot, is a sharp pain in the back or side, burning sensation during urination. I will say this is a bad joke here. We'll work with me. I never thought I'd be so happy to have a burning sensation when I peed. Isabella's like shaking her head. And I really didn't have that much. It was just after that, but I broke the stone up. Blood in the urine, definitely. It can irritate, especially some of these stones. The one I saw you saw that I had was fairly smooth. The ones that are calcium can be oblong shaped. They can be
they're really spiky.
Oh, they're spiky, yeah. And you'll actually see that next slide. I'm going to go ahead and let me finish this one. And we'll bring up the next slide. Frequent urge to urinate, nausea and vomiting. I had that. Fever and chills. I didn't have that. Fever and chills is actually very bad because that is a sign that you could be infected. You could have some sepsis going on. At that point, that's a bad thing because now you're starting to have those waste products build up. The kidney may be getting infected more, and now it's affecting your stream. I never had that happen.
That was me. That was me.
That was you.
Yeah, I was really not okay. And actually, I just looked at my my results from my creatine test, and when I was in the hospital and I wasn't feeling good, it was elevated, and that makes sense.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, remember little details that the kidneys are actually considered super efficient. They start going down, and there's a lot of different formulas to look at this, and this is not common. I won't say it's slightly controversial, but it's not a common way to measure this. But usually the kidneys can work at full effect into your 50s, and by every year you age, it is considered 1% lower in function. You can actually your kidneys can actually function. You can be severely impaired, but you can still live with one kidney. People have donated them, but It's finally when you start getting onto things like dialysis and whatnot. Kidney dialysis is when you start getting down to 15% of function of the kidneys. 15%. You can be at 50%. Yeah, you're impacted. Got to watch it, watch your diet, but you're not still in dialysis territory until you get to 15%. Do you get an idea of how efficient these things are just from that? That's something. And so, and just, it also tells you how much you can be thrown off from just a little bit of backup on that one. Okay, to finish off our presentation here, kidney stone symptoms. These are the types of kidney stones. Calcium oxalate and calcium phosphate stones, based on stones that can form when you eat high oxalate or low calcium foods and aren't drinking enough fluids. Stay hydrated. Calcium oxalate stones are the most common type of kidney stones. Uric acid stones, eating animal proteins, beef, poultry, pork, eggs, and fish can cause uric acid stones to form. And not shared there, that also contributes, is if you don't completely empty your bladder. Those can form, it can form in the lower ureter. It can form in the lower ureter. It can form in the kidney. It could be down in the bladder. But folks, make sure you empty your bladder often and don't hold it for very long. Yeah. This is very cumulative if you develop a uric acid that way, but it contributes. But yes, high protein diets contribute to that. Those are the second most common.
So you have also one thing, you guys, I know that a lot of people are eating really high protein diets. That's why it's very important to drink a lot of water, because it really helps filter out all of the extra stuff. So definitely drink lots and lots and lots of water, because if you're doing really high protein diets, I'm doing a high protein diet, I need to drink a lot of water. I am constantly drinking water. I'm supposed to be drinking like a gallon of water a day, and I have this, I fill it up, and I have it next to me. I'm constantly drinking water all day long.
I'll probably drink 3 or 4 liters of water a day. Drink with us, folks.
Yes, guys, go grab some water.
Definitely. Okay. So other types that are definitely more rare are going to be your struvite stones. Bacterial infections can cause struvite stones. Repeated infections can lead to a staghorn calculus, not just math, a very large kidney stone that usually needs to be surgically removed. Then your cystine stones, an inherited condition called cystinuria. That's actually medical terminology. Uria means pee. Causes cystine stones. Cystine is a substance made of 2 cysteine amino acids bound together. So that's more an inherited condition, more DNA. So your DNA makeup, it's more an inherited risk you have. So the most common are going to be the calcium oxalate and uric stones. Your struvite are going to be more from, like, you're going to get more of those in diabetes. Those things get big and they get nasty looking, from you can see on this. Typically the way the stones are measured is anything, and I think it's I believe it's over 0.6 millimeters is too large, or either 0.6 or 0.65 is too large to consider to be able to pass. At that point, and I've got a friend who's got a hubby that's got stones that are about 7.5 or 7.4 millimeters, or 0.774 millimeters. That's a boulder. That's bigger than what chased Indiana Jones on the Lost Ark, or Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade. Raiders of the Lost Ark. So that's big. And at that point, there has to be like a laser that goes in to break it up, or sonogram. I don't think they do that anymore. Put it in the back.
They do the ultrasound one that one of my friends had it done, where they literally beat you up. They beat you up with ultrasound waves. It's literally like getting punched.
Oh, imagine. I wonder if they got that, or in Nature's Way, you could do that with a sperm whale.
But she had that done where they literally like did a whole procedure where they blasted it with sound waves or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was basically, she was very sore afterwards. And it was kind of like she just basically got put unconscious and they beat her up.
Yeah, beat her up with sound.
Yeah, so they could break up the kidney stones, which is kind of crazy.
Some ways that there might have to be a stent where a stent would actually be put in to get this up the channel, up in the bladder, up into the ureter, following wire, and then you follow and you put the tube up that, It's basically a stent up that thing and then pulled out. And some guys have to wear that. Female person might have to have that in for as much as a week, 10 days. Typically only about 5. But talk about uncomfortable. You've already got a stone right there. And this allows the urine to go bypass it. Still, that's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ways it's treated with kidney stones on this. I think we've covered enough of the kidney stones. We've gone over that. You know, the different types. Your ones that tend to be white or yellowish. You can see here actually the calcium, most common type. The uric acid, like you saw from my picture, is be more like reddish or brown. And then you got the other types. The other types mean you kind of OL. You got a lot going on right there. Okay. So we've talked about that part. We want to talk more about like CKD, chronic kidney disease. And this may go into some of our viewers may be looking for information on this. We can give you some information that you can be informed, start going down that rabbit hole to research yourself, but we can do this part. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So CKD is chronic kidney disease. The kidneys that clean the blood, produce hormones, and maintain blood electrolytes and pH. The kidneys are amazing at keeping that acidity of the blood at a certain point, that pH at a certain level, to keep homeostasis going. Now, 50% of adults in the United States suffer from chronic kidney disease. This isn't stones. Stones are acute. Your kidneys can get damaged, have a hard time, and still recover. They're amazingly resilient. Remember, I said 15% of function till you go to dialysis. So CKD, we know that we know what that means. And now, what is CKD? Refers to ongoing problems with the structure or function of the kidneys. Chronic. Remember, chronic means long-term. Acute is like painful now. Acute heart attack, acute this, acute that. Acute pain, it means it's happening now. Chronic is long-term, over time. So the structure of the function of the kidney is a long-term condition that progresses slowly over time. Risk factors to chronic kidney disease is diabetes and high blood pressure. High blood pressure, long-term, beats the holy snot out of the kidneys. Because that's coming through, it's got a filter, it's at a high pressure, it's trying to maintain, it wants to release certain renal, and it just, like I said, it beats the tar out of it. That's why it's so important to check your blood pressure, check with your doctor, do the right diet. The long-term consequences are crazy. So high blood pressure, a major risk of chronic kidney disease. Other risk factors include cardiovascular disease, kidney infection, exposure to toxins. And CKD can be measured into 5. Okay, I did mess up. CKD, your EKGR is not measured by this. It's measured by this, the 5 numbers. I mixed that up. I knew I got it wrong. Can be categorized, and you can see this, your CKD. You can actually see that. And you see that in your lab, CKD? Let's see if it's on there. It may not be unless they need to. Usually the window into to see how well the kidneys are working is the urine test.
Yeah, the only thing that I saw, because I was going in because I was concerned about having a UTI.
Okay.
Let's see. I didn't see EGFR. When I search that, what comes up is creatine. Yeah,
that's one of the things it's measuring from your urine test. And that's usually seen as a window. And this is actually, that's seen a window of how good your kidney health is.
Yeah, and EGFR. And it says your normal value should be greater than 60.
Okay, I'm remembering now. Greater than 60, like 60 to 80, I think, the way it's measured. Please don't do that. Take it down.
What?
Seriously, don't share that information.
No, it's not even really showing any information. It's showing here. Look. Okay. No, it's not showing my personal stuff. It's just showing this is what the EGFR is.
Okay.
It says
106. Value is 106. Yeah, you want it. EGFR below 70 is considered chronic, and you definitely have a problem. Below 60, you're going to get. I think I'm remembering this correctly. Below 60, you're on dialysis. Normal should be between 80 and like 120. Folks, fact check me on that. EGFR scores. Look that up. Let me know how I'm wrong on that, and let's get the correct information.
James.
Yep.
I don't know what this is. This is ML, MIN. This says BSA. This one says 1.3 M2. This is a different, I think, because mine says normal value is greater than 60 ml /MIN/BSA. So I don't know what that BSA is because it's different. Because
I'd have to look at it, and right now I just
mine says 60, greater than 60, and this says greater than 90. So I don't think it's the same.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
Folks, that's why we want you to look this up. Look it up with us. I'm actually going to do this right now. Well, let's get this settled on schedule. EGFR score. I'm looking it up now. And EGFR. Remember, we talk about this. We search this together, and it totally didn't go over. Okay, EGFR score.
Dan, try this.
So we're looking this up. I know I'm totally getting this cross, folks. Remember, this is entertainment purposes only. I'm late and I'm getting things mixed up. Remember, that's the narrow deficits. Okay, EGFR score. Okay, you know what? Svea, can you look that up and I'll finish the presentation?
Yeah.
We're killing time when we can get some good information out to folks. Okay. Let's finish this off and then we'll get back to EGFR and learn how to tell that correctly. Okay. So factors affect kidney health. We already know it's high blood pressure, but things like, and I'm waiting for the slide to catch up, hydration, we've emphasized that, keeping hydrated, balancing your diet, limiting sodium, excessive protein, and processed foods eases kidney workload, while antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables protect kidney tissues. Important about that is that limiting sodium and processed foods. Processed foods are loaded with sodium. A lot of people say, well, yeah, you got a low sodium diet, but you need it to work out and stuff like that. You have to understand, sodium is so prevalent in our foods that we eat for preservation, taste, and whatnot. You can go low sodium. It's so much healthier than the processed foods on this stuff. It doesn't, when you start trying to go healthy with more diets, you're not doing your body a disservice by the lower sodium volume.
Okay, James.
Yes.
So the test that I had, I can share that I found it. Basically what it is they were saying that the test I had took out a racial component.
It took out what?
It took out a component based on race. So I guess that there's that test
that's good.
Might have had a component of race in there. So basically it's not like, it's not trying to be any kind of anti-racial or anything like that. It's just that it's basing its data on a whole bunch of different factors of different people, of different types of people, different ethnicities. But this one, let me share that screen. Where is it? It is, okay, it's this one. Okay. Share screen.
We're running long, folks, but this is worth it.
That's here? It's here. Okay, here. So okay. This is the test. It is the CKD by GFR. It's the 2012 or 2021. So CKD-EPI 2021. So right here, look at.
Yeah, I'm actually remembering this correctly now. This is jogging my memory big time.
Patients for the same treatment value will estimate a lower GFR for Black patients and higher GFR for non-Black patients. So it basically, what it did was it took out the racial component from the equation, which was found to overestimate GFR, especially in Black patients. Researchers pooled data from multiple studies to develop and validate this new equation. So basically, this is, I think that maybe your charts, just because I was going to say, like, it says that I'm like above 90, I'm at 100 something. And then it is just like, So anyway, this is the
90 or normal is considered high. 90 or higher is considered a normal kidney. Mildly 60 to 89 is mildly decreased function. You may have which is normal for older people. When you start getting your 60s, 70s, it starts getting lower and lower. Then 30 to 59 is decreased. Moderate decreased function, while 60 to 89 your score is mild. And the severe is anything pretty much 15 to 29 is severe decrease in function. It's basically stage 4 chronic kidney failure. And the below 15 is near failure or imminent, and that's when you start getting on dialysis. So that's the GFR score, how it breaks down. As far as race, I love that. That did not used to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Taking race into fact, especially like when you figure blood pressure in a lot of native tribes. The blood pressure is going to be higher in tribes, and so they're more likely to prescribe stuff with hypertension. With natives in some populations, they're just not taking into account the way they're made. Everything's based off, honestly, Eurasian standards and studies.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest travesty of that is Asians and African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
At least in this country, with that, with the mislabeling or the misdiagnosis or being off with that. Yeah. That's historical consistent right there.
Okay, so James, since we're at a point where we're at the end of the show, can you please let's go over everything quickly and we'll.
That's the plan. We're gonna wrap. We're gonna blow through this. Okay, so to get back on track here, we're gonna blast through this, folks. We talked about balanced diets. The dietary patterns, Mediterranean and DASH diets are like to slower chronic kidney disease progression and overall better kidney health. There's a lot of stuff I love about the Mediterranean diet. I'd love to do seafood, especially ribs, but them days are past me. So balanced diet right there, hydration. Mediterranean diet has a lot. Do you do Mediterranean diet, Svea?
No, but it's really good. It's super fresh. I love that about Mediterranean food. Very fresh.
Yep.
Lots of protein, lean. It's not a lot of fatty things. So it's pretty good.
Okay, blast through this real quick. These are more just recap things. Nephrotoxic drugs greater than 20% of AKI. Just go with it. Environmental toxins can damage renal tissue. Prevention focuses on careful medication management and avoiding unnecessary exposure. So high risk impact, certain antibiotics, contrast will significantly cause to your chronic kidney disease. High risk, low impact samples like NSAIDs with short-term use are okay. If you do long-term use with NSAIDs, those types of medication, those are known to be problems with the liver and kidney. Low risk, high impact would be chronic low-level exposure to heavy metals. Rare, but can also cause severe lasting renal damage on that. Remember, renal is kidneys, renal system. So low risk impact, occasional mild NSAIDs are fine, especially solvent exposure, which is, they're all solvent exposure really, but solvent exposure would be sublingual or orally, under the tongue or ingested, are generally low and properly used with precautions. That slide I should have taken out, honestly. 75% of kidney failure cases are linked to diabetes and hypertension. We emphasized this a little while ago. It is huge. The one affects the other. Remember, kidneys affect muscle, skeletal, heart, blood pressure, homeostasis, all that on there. So it goes together on that one. And health style habits you can do to change that would be engage in regular exercise to support kidney function and overall health. Get on your feet, get moving, walk on that one. Smoking cessation, generally a bad idea to smoke anyways. And then healthy weight maintenance. Huh?
I agree, James.
Yep. Yeah, well, it's been a while. So healthy weight and not much else to put on there, but I'm going to just browse. These slides are worth getting to. Managing risk factors. Okay. I hit a key and I'm moving the PowerPoint to the presentation. Okay. Know the basics. Spot risk factors. Keep up checkups to your doctor on that one. Remember, we talked about the pain and what you need to look for checkups. Commit to a proactive care on there to take care of them, because you take care of those, you're going to have less complications, a whole lot better quality of life in your 60s, 70s, into your 80s. That's pretty much it. And then Svea, just to let you know, folks, if you like the subject of kidneys, you can look for kidney movies, kidney-themed movies Look for stuff like Jurassic Park.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
It is. Look at the big toilet bowl.
Yes.
And other things you can look for if you love nephrology. Remember nephro for terminology pertaining to the kidney. You got the Nephro Rangers or Nephro Vengers.
And they look
the
like they
Urinary
have
Alliance.
lightsabers.
Yeah, well, it's whatever it is. With Dr. Renal, Catheter Captain, Laser Lance, Stent Woman, Kidney Hulk, and Scope Man. Nephro Vengers. Although your favorite kidney movies will be Top Kidney Maverick, Fighting the Good Fight, Inside and Out. Kidney Maverick. You also have, if you want to go for the Disney part, a renal adventure journey through the urological galaxy.
Wow.
Potty joke.
Sounds like
Join Dr. Eris, Pip, and Finn on a magical, heartwarming journey to save the kingdom. And then we also have, not to be outdone, for those of you that are very sophisticated, Sense and Sensibility, Kidney. And that is the kidney theme movies right there. Let's see. Do we got any questions to look up?
No, everyone's been
You got
very
a good audience stick with us for this.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had some fun stuff to make fun of to go over the theme. We're going to throw some fun stuff and then just slam through this because it is pretty dry, but it ate up the appropriate amount of the show. We are live next week with our April Fool's episode. I'll totally know what I'll recycle from tonight to next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So April Fool's is obviously not going to be on our show night, but we'll probably be discussing some fun April Fool's stuff.
Oh, you know it. You know it. So we'll be pulling a couple of jokes, talk about the fun jokes, history of the joke. That's always one of our highlight episodes of the year is our April Fool's show. That will be April 3rd.
It's going to be so much fun. You guys don't even know.
Yeah, what's going to be fun is that since it's April 3rd, it's got a recap show quite a bit. All right. With that, folks, that has been our renal show. Go with the flow. Can we want to do one more potty reference?
Go for it.
No, this is your turn. It's your turn to shine. It's your time to go with it.
It's okay.
Fine.
I'm good. I don't have anything.
All right, folks. That's what we have tonight. We gave you some basic information why we were on the show last week. This is one of our mid-information episodes. Take what you learned. If you're watching this on replay, remember we gave you just the generally overall layman to look for, but this kind of points in the right direction because sometimes there's maybe questions you don't know to ask or really don't want to ask because it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. So definitely make sure that if you're feeling like you're having any weirdness in your back, your lower back, you probably should have it checked out.
Totally.
Okay. It's better for a doctor to tell you it's a back strain than kidney pain.
And you definitely don't want that CKS.
Yes.
You don't want that chronic kidney disease. Everything, and if you do, there's lots of ways to minimize it, and do your research on that one. Okay, with that, it's time to go. All right, see everybody. For folks, I am so sleeping after this. I am dead. All right, see you next Monday. Lots of fun next Monday with April Fools. Dance with us. I want to play the first new version.
Oh, ain't he cute?
Can I show the Oreos? Can I show the Oreos?
Sure, go for
Let me
it.
show the Oreos. Folks, Oreos of Doom with Dr. Renal Dr. Renal Fodds. Dr. Uridoom. All right, that's my last potty reference. Good night, folks.
Okay. Night, everyone. Bye.
Oreos of Doom.